Wednesday show. Wednesday show. Wednesday show. I don't know if you can hear me or if you're even there. I don't know if you would listen to a gypsy's prayer. Yes, I know I'm just an outcast. I shouldn't speak to you. We also have the new annual pass holder button. I'm not sure where we can put it. We got lots of. Can it fit right there? That will probably fall at some point during the show tonight, but right there's going to be the button for now. It looks like we're have some people on, but no one's talking yet. We are going to continue our bracket series, so hopefully people out there are going to be talking because otherwise it's going to be a very silent show. Hey there, hey Christine, how was your cruise? Was it a good cruise? Hopefully it was a good cruise. Yeah, we'll put that up there. We'll make bets too right now. Do you guys think it's going to stay up the whole show or no? I think it will, but I think there is a high chance it's not going to be up there in like 2 weeks. I think all of a sudden I'll walk back here and this button will be gone. Hola. Hello. How's everyone doing? Are you guys doing good? Hopefully everyone's doing well out there. We're going to be continuing our bracket series. I was trying to figure out, and I ends up I can't do it until after the broadcast is done because I'm using a different so I can have both Facebook and YouTube. I can't put like a thumbnail on there that I created until after the show is done. So I made a thumbnail for tonight's episode, and it ends up I can't use it, but I think it's a cool thumbnail. Look at that. It's like they're going head to head against each other. Ding, ding. Even though I'm fairly certain, I don't even know if either one of these movies is even still in it, or characters for that matter. So it's a little bit of a false advertisement. Let's see here. No, neither one of them. Yeah, they're completely out of the competition. So two characters that could have gone head to head at one point, but I don't even think you guys chose them for anything in the entire competition here. So tonight we are going to be continuing our bracket series. So if you're out there, make sure you guys are chatting away in the comments. As always, if you like the video, it's going to help boost it up, and then we can have more friends come out, and they can also join us for our series as well. So whether you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, make sure you put that out there as well. All right, but it looks like we don't have a lot of people between the two things right now, but let's get the party started. And for those people who are coming in late, they just might miss the first vote or two, and they should have been here on time. So that's their own fault. Okay, so let's start the 770th episode of The Wednesday Show in 5, 4, 3, 2. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 770th episode of The Wednesday Show. Today is May 22nd, 2024, and I had to look down to see what year it was. I'm your host, as always, Brent Dodge. Hello. Today we're going to be continuing our Disney bracket series where you guys are having it so you vote what goes on further into the competition of the greatest Disney things of all time. But of course, before we get to that, let's talk about our news for the week. Thank you everyone out there who's been joining us for our Saturday in the Park. If you didn't already know, every single Saturday we do a live broadcast from someplace found throughout the Walt Disney World Resort over on my YouTube channel. So if you're not already subscribed, make sure you subscribe so you do not miss that. Speaking of subscriptions, today is currently, right now, we are currently at our third highest amount of subscribers in a single day. Let's take a look at where we are right now. We are currently at 5,308. We started the day at 5,198. So we're up 110 subscribers today. As always, if this number goes up as we go through the show tonight, we will go into extra rounds. And that actually matters on a night like today because this is a competition. And that means that maybe we'll have more competition going on throughout the evening. Oh, excuse me. but our starting number is 5,308. We will have it so we can go up to bonus rounds up until 11 o'clock because I've got 2 videos that are going crazy right now. So I have a feeling that this will go up, especially considering about 5 minutes before we went live, this was at 5,304. So we will we'll probably have it so we have to max out at 11 o'clock, depending on if we get more subscribers or not, or maybe those numbers are just going to die down. Actually, speaking of which, I wasn't going to bring this up, but let's bring this up because I am extremely excited about this. If you follow me on Instagram and you're on my Instagram stories at all, then you may have seen my post earlier today saying that my video from 2 weeks ago has now become my most viewed video of all time on my YouTube channel. Not only that, this guy is going up like crazy still to this moment right now. And because of that, we have a chance tonight, like before I go to sleep, most of you guys will probably be asleep, but before I go to sleep, we have an opportunity to have it so this video hits 100,000 views. So if you know anyone who likes Bluey, send them over. Because right now, as you can see there, this video is at 97,843 views. As you can see, we had like a week of relaxation there, and now it's starting to spike up again this morning. That is one of the videos that is going crazy right now. So keep spreading the word, and hopefully we continue to grow here. It's kind of the last 2 weeks have been I want some more Bluey videos, please, and thank you. Every other day we've been having a Bluey short out there, so you're welcome. I am slowly becoming the world's most consistent Bluey content creator. Who would have thought? To keep on spreading the word. And I also want to thank you guys again. We did this last week too. Last week we had 5,000 subscribers on Tuesday. It literally took us 8 days to go from 4,500 subscribers to 5,000 subscribers. It is another 8 days after that. And from that 5,000, as you can see, we are currently at 5,308. So we've gone up another 308 in 8 days. That's crazy. So thank you, everyone out there who has been subscribing. You guys all rock, and thank you for watching or sticking with me. If you're brand new, thank you for joining us, and if you are have been around for a while, thank you for sticking around since the start or wherever you joined us, because it's amazing that you guys are all here. So thank you. And of course, as always, tonight's episode is sponsored by our Patreon pals. They will buy us all ice cream. Ooh. If you're a Patreon pal and you were in the chat room, give us an oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. I'm not a Patreon pal. I am a Patreon. No, that doesn't make any sense either. Okay, so if you guys are brand new here, what we are doing tonight is we are going to be going through and doing our continuation of our Disney bracket. So a few weeks ago, probably like 2 months ago now, we had it so you guys in the chat room, it shows a random assortment of 64 different things from Disney. We gave you 4 different topics. We had Disney movies, Disney attractions, Disney characters, and miscellaneous, anything Disney that they want to throw out there, they would still throw it out there. So from those 64, we've been going through, and now we are currently in the round of 32. As always, what you guys are doing is we're going to, I'm really worried right now. I'm not going to lie, because we have a lot of people who it's showing that are watching, but right now there's only 2 people who've been in the chat room. And so it could be a very, very, very dull, boring vote tonight, where I'm just going to be killing things left and right, because it's going to be either a tied vote, or you guys are going to be like, hey, yeah, 2 votes for this. So hopefully we get a few more people on here as we go here. But what we do is we have it so you guys randomly choose numbers to randomly have it so different things go against each other in each round. And we will finish up our round of 32 today and probably start into our Sweet 16, if not a little bit further, depending on how many subscribers we get through the evening. So let's start this off. Last week, we finished off by going through and doing our, which one did we do last? Our characters were the last one we did. So we are moving on to our attraction round. I need 2 numbers between the numbers of 1 and 6. Those 2 numbers are going to be going head-to-head against each other in our first round of this wonderful, wonderful evening. Ooh, look at that. Erica took a picture of palm trees at Castaway Key for you. That's pretty awesome. Okay, we got number 5 and another person who's talking in the chat room. Welcome, Kayla. And 1. 5 versus 1 is going to be our first matchup on this lovely, lovely evening. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is going to be kind of a crazy matchup because I feel like if either one of these went against pretty much anything else that's left, they both have a very high chance of moving on to the Sweet 16. But unfortunately, because of the randomization of this game, sometimes that's not the way that things work out. And one of these will be going home right now, courtesy of you guys in the voting. Okay, so let's start us off with an original attraction, because way back in 1955, when Disney was going through and creating brand new attractions, because obviously they didn't have any attractions at that point, they were going through and creating attractions for this brand new Disneyland park. There were a few attractions, quite a few attractions actually, that have stood the test of time. Things like Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, Peter Pan's Flight, Snow White's Scary Adventure, and so many other classic attractions have been around since opening day over at Disneyland. Not only that, these attractions became so popular in Disneyland that when Walt Disney World would open up 16 years later, they of course would reduplicate, or not reduplicate, they would just duplicate those attractions and have it so they would be here in Florida as well. So as time would go on and these duplications would happen, more and more people fell in love with these attractions, including Walt Disney himself, because Walt Disney has gone on record a few times as saying the first attraction in this matchup actually is his favorite attraction of all time. It started off as a very serious, nice little jungle tour and eventually turned into the silliest attraction of all time. That's right, we're talking about the Jungle Cruise. So when the Jungle Cruise first opened up on back in 1955, I don't know what I was going to say. Back in 1955, it was actually a very serious attraction where you would go through and they'd be talking about, oh, the mighty elephant. It is very wrinkly. Oh, the giraffe. But they weren't trying to be funny. They were just being serious. They would actually give you different fun facts. Eventually, Mark Davis would come in, and remember that name because it's going to come into play in just a few minutes. Mark Davis would come in, and he would rewrite the entire script to have it so it was a comedy out of left field while you're going off in a amazing jungle cruise that went on for Niles and Niles and Niles. And if you don't believe me, you're probably in denial, no, disbelief. Going up against the Jungle Cruise is another classic attraction. Ironically, not only is Jungle Cruise Walt Disney's favorite attraction, but the next one was his final attraction. Going up against it is another masterpiece by Mark Davis, but this time around, it shows us that dead men tell no tales. Dead men. Pirates of the Caribbean. We all know it. We all love it. Let's talk a little bit about it. Pirates of the Caribbean would open up shortly after Walt Disney would pass away. In fact, it was one of the last things that Walt Disney ever talked about when he went through. There's so much of this bracket, but I'm here now. We're happy to have you. And so when they would go through and create Pirates of the Caribbean, it was going to be one of the crowning achievements of Walt Disney's career. It had it so we went off into the Caribbean and joined the life of pirates because yo ho, a pirate's life for me. Mark Davis, of course, did another amazing job of putting a little bit of humor in a very serious situation as well, much like he did with the Jungle Cruise, Haunted Mansion, and so many other classic attractions. Overall, the Pirates of the Caribbean is one of the most classic attractions of all time that not only did it open up in Disneyland, it came over to Walt Disney World, Disneyland Paris, and so many other parks around the world. It inspired an entire movie franchise, and it's also up for this vote right now. So our very first vote of this evening is, which one do you want to move on? The Jungle Cruise or Pirates of the Caribbean? You've got about 90 seconds to throw your votes into the comments, starting right now. Both of these attractions, by the way, are amazing attractions. I love both of them very, very, very dearly. I know which one I would vote for between these two, but at the same time, I do know that it would be a very it would be a very close vote in my mind, but at the same time, I'm looking at the what's it called? The comments right now. I can't think today. I'm looking at the comments right now, and it is going to be a runaway, it looks like. You guys have still about 25 seconds left to vote there. I'm going to get a drink here. Okay. You guys have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's get to the votes here. Given that Pirates is always the first ride I go on, Pirates Jungle Cruise. We have a 1-1 vote right now, 2-1. Pirates is in the lead. 3-1, 4-1, 5-1, 6-1, 7-1. Pirates, but this was tough. I 100% agree with you, but I too personally would have voted for Pirates of the Caribbean. Yo ho, yo ho, a Pirates life for me, because guess what? We are now going to the Sweet 16. Well, not us right now, but Pirates of the Caribbean is. Pirates of the Caribbean wins. Okay, let's go on to our miscellaneous category. I need 2 numbers between the numbers of 1 and 6 to figure out what is going to be our next head-to-head. Throw those numbers in. The first 2 numbers that I see in the chat room will be the ones going head-to-head against one another. This is an awful way to start the show. I'm so sorry. Okay, we got number 4, and we also have number... No one yet. And number 2, 4 against 2 is going to be our next matchup here. This is a matchup. Let me tell you, this, my friends, if you want to have a good matchup, you guys just chose the greatest matchup that would also, if I was in your shoes, I would be crying silently to myself. Because this is the battle of not 1, but 2 Disney restaurants. And not just 1, but 2 of Brent Dodge's favorite restaurants throughout all of Walt Disney World. Let's start off with Liberty Tree Tavern. Liberty Tree Tavern can be found over at Liberty Square at the Magic Kingdom. The attraction. The restaurant can be found, and it pays tribute to a lot of our founding fathers, including Benjamin Franklin, George Washington, Betsy Ross, and so many other famous people from back in the day. Back in my day. While you're there, you are having one of the most amazing meals that you can have of all time. A Thanksgiving Day meal. You got turkey, you got stuffing, you got cranberries, you've got everything and anything that makes Thanksgiving Day the greatest day of the year. Plus, you can give thanks to your waiter by giving them a tip. Naturally. So, in addition to amazing food, we also have amazing atmosphere where each one of the rooms pays tribute to a different member of the founding fathers. Also, while you're in here, pay close attention, because you can find different artifacts that actually were owned by the specific person that each room is dedicated to. Going up against Liberty Tree Tavern, which Liberty Tree Tavern is probably my second favorite restaurant in all of Walt Disney World, is my first favorite restaurant in all of Walt Disney World, Ohana. Ohana might mean family, but it also means pot stickers galore. I love Ohana pot stickers so much that I would probably marry them if I could. But unfortunately, that is frowned upon because you cannot eat your wife. When you go through and you go to Ohana, you have all you can eat food of skewers of steak, chicken, shrimp. And I'm not a shrimp fan, but shrimp if you want it. You have pot stickers. You've got the pineapple bread. You've got those noodles. The broccoli's amazing. Everything that you can eat at Ohana is some of the greatest food you can eat in the entire world. In addition to that, again, amazing atmosphere. If you plan it right, you can watch the fireworks across the Seven Seas Lagoon while a man sings to you somewhere over the rainbow on a ukulele. And now it's time for us to sing a victory song for one of these 2. So, which one would you like to move on to the next round? Ohana or Liberty Tree Tavern? Put your votes in, starting right now. This is actually a very tough one for me, because I always say Ohana is my favorite, but then every time I eat at Liberty Tree Tavern, I'm like, oh no, this might be my favorite. And I don't go to Ohana all the time, but I go to Liberty Tree Tavern a lot more often than I go to Ohana. This is actually, usually Ohana is like a once a year, sometimes twice a year thing for me. Ohana, I always go to Ohana for my birthday. Like, I've gone to Ohana pretty much every single birthday for like the last 14 years almost, but at the same time, Liberty Tavern is just so good. It is so good. And the theming's unbelievable. You guys have about like 20 more seconds to vote here. By the way, we started off at 2,000 or 5,308 subscribers. We are currently at 5,312. So you guys are awesome. So welcome new subscribers if you're watching. Otherwise, I'm sure you're coming from the shorts, but that's okay too. If you watch this later on, welcome. I appreciate you guys. Okay, so and that also means that we're these people are earning you extra innings right now. Bluey is single-handedly giving you guys extra innings to play with tonight. Okay, we are gonna end the vote in 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, I love both, but definitely Ohana. Ohana, it is a 2-0 vote right now for Ohana. 3-0. I've got a feeling this might be a runaway. 3-1, Liberty Tree gets a vote. 3-2, Liberty Tree gets a vote. 3-3. I may have been incorrect about the runaway comments. I haven't eaten at either, but Ohana sounds tastier, so probably Ohana. So it's a 4-3 vote right now with Ohana in the lead. 4-4 vote. Liberty Tree Tavern ties it up. Liberty Tree Tavern, it's easier to get into and way less expensive. And with that vote, that is a 5-4 vote. Liberty Tree Tavern is moving on to the next round. That one was a difficult one for me because I truly, those are hands down my two favorite restaurants in all of Walt Disney World. Okay, we are moving on to our next category, which is going to be back up to the movies. I need two numbers between 1 and 4 now. First two that are going to pop in are going to be the ones that go head to head against one another. So 1 to 2. Or 1 through 4, not 1 through 2. 1 through 4. First two numbers to pop up will be going head to head. That was difficult. I do like both those restaurants so much. 4 versus 4. Well, it's not going to battle against each other. 4 against 1. 4 versus 1 is going to be our next matchup here. Oh my gosh. So as usual, the closer and closer we get to the final showdown, the more difficult this competition gets, because this is going to be a humdinger. That's going to be the only way that we can say it. It's going to be a humdinger, and with this humdinger comes probably our most intense vote so far. I just want to make sure, because I also just put down the next one, because the next one's just an automatic one. Okay. Our first movie, there's a few ways you can describe it. You can describe it as Walt Disney's masterpiece. You can describe it as the culmination of all of Walt Disney's work and efforts over his entire life put together into one. Or, if you're like me, you would just describe it as supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, because when you can't find the right word, that's just the word that you use. Or, of course, you could say it's practically perfect in every way. Of course, we're talking about Mary Poppins. Mary Poppins came out back in 1964 and was practically perfect in every way. This movie tells the story about a perfect nanny who comes to help Jane and Michael Banks. They are the two kids of Winifred and George Banks, George being a banker who doesn't really have much time for his kids. And then along the way, we realize that maybe he's not there for the kids, but maybe he's there for George instead. Along the way, I've said along the way like 50 times. Along the way, throughout the movie, different words. Throughout the movie, we have it so we are told the story of the Banks family, along with some amazing songs like Chim Chim Cheree, Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, A Spoonful of Sugar. That's it. No, that's not it. There's so much more. There's so much. It's a jolly holiday with Mary. Mary makes your heart shine bright. When the day is gray and ordinary, Mary makes your heart shine bright. Oh, but going up against Mary Poppins, who is practically perfect in every way, is another movie that is practically perfect in every way. Because from the day that Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs made its debut, all the way through the early 1990s, Not one movie was ever nominated for an Academy Award until Beauty and the Beast came out. Beauty and the Beast tells the story of Belle, a lady who lives in a village, a little town with a quiet village. Every day, like the one before, I am going to act out the movie from the second floor, because I live on the second floor. Uh, so it tells the story of Belle and her love for a man named Gaston. Well, not really. But Gaston is pursuing Belle, and of course, she has a dad whose name is Maurice, and Maurice wants to go off to the fair to enter in his brand new invention. Along the way, he gets lost and he finds himself inside of a castle that was supposed to be abandoned, but guess what? Spoiler alert, it wasn't. Because years ago, there was a beast who was created from a child who was unkind and selfish and turn away an old beggar woman. Well, this happened. Then we go back to current time and we have it so Maurice is captured there, but Belle finds him and switches her life for his. Along the way, then we also have, I've said along the way like so many times tonight, in the movie, Belle comes through and we have so many classic songs like Be Our Guest and a whole lot more. And that is going to bring us down to our next vote. What would you like to move on to the next round? Mary Poppins or Beauty and the Beast? This is probably going to be our most difficult vote of the night. That's my guess. Like last vote was tough, but at the same time, but yeah, no, Beauty and the Beast is a great movie. Mary Poppins is a great movie. Both of these, if it was not for them going randomly against each other right now, I feel like they would randomly make it. Like, if we actually seeded this, I feel like this would be the number 1 and number 2 seeds in the movie categories. And they would go down to figure out who's going to go into the final showdown at the very end. But unfortunately, it's all random. So one of them has to fall tonight, and one of them will fall, much like Gaston in Beauty and the Beast. Or much like no one really falls in Mary Poppins. The one chimney sweep does. Or like that one chimney sweep in Mary Poppins. All right, you guys have about 10 seconds left to throw your votes into the comments. This is a very, very difficult vote. I feel your pain. I think I know which one I would vote for. I'm 90% positive I know which one I would vote for, but at the same time, if it comes down to a tie, it could be up in the air. Okay. Mary Poppins Return soundtrack is fantastic too. Yes, 100% agree with that. That was not a vote, though. That was just a statement. Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast, but I love Mary Poppins too. Right now, it's a 3-0 vote. 4-0, 5-0, 5-1, 6-1, 6-2, 7-2, 7-3, 7-4. Beauty and the Beast is singing its way into the Sweet 16. That was a difficult one. I'm not gonna lie. Beauty and the Beast wins, and makes it into our final 16, our Sweet 16, our final 16, our Sweet 16. Okay, we are now going into our next round here. I need 2 numbers between 1 and 4. Whichever ones win are going to be, or the first 2 that I see pop up are going to be going randomly head to head against one another. We do have some really good characters that could possibly be. This is going to be our character round too. Man, that was Mary. I think I would have voted for Mary Poppins. I really don't know if that's what my heart would say at the moment, but I think Mary Poppins is the one that I would have voted for. Even though I love Beauty and the Beast, but I love Mary Poppins too. I think this song, by the way, it's 1 and 2 are going to be going against each other. I think the song "A Man Has Dreams" at the end of the film is, excuse me, is possibly the best song in the entire movie. A man has dreams of walking with giants. I think it goes back to that whole idea from Saving Mr. Banks, where it's the father's movie. Like, the entire thing is about the father. It's not about anyone else, but it's about the father. Okay, let's go off on our next voting spree here, because this one is going to be another one that is going to be quite the conundrum. We have 2 characters here. One is a classic character. One is a modern day classic character. Both of them beloved by many. The first one is going to be one that started a trend in early Disney movies, and that trend continued for quite some time. And that trend was a character who does not speak. That's right, we're talking about Dopey from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Dopey lives up to his name. He's dopey, but he's also lovable. He's also loyal. He's also very cute. We all absolutely love Dopey for one reason or another, but overall, he is one of those characters that just stands by Snow White. I was going to say Mary Poppins side, Snow White side, from the very start of the film all the way to the very end. If it was not for his loyal heart and his lovable personality, not Mary Poppins. Why do I keep on saying Mary Poppins? Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs would probably not be as a successful film as it was back in 1937 and is still beloved to this very day. By the way, there's sometimes when you have a video that goes crazy and then all of a sudden like it estimates how many subscribers you have and then it slowly drops down. Well, it dropped down. We are back to our starting point, 5,308. So get me at least one more subscriber so we can go back to our bonus rounds. I'll still give you one bonus round. At 11 or 10:30, we'll go into one extra bonus round here. Going up against Dopey is another character that is extremely lovable, extremely likable. You know him. I know him. We all love him. He is Captain Jack Sparrow. Captain Jack Sparrow originally debuted back in 2003, Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. I can't think of anything right now. I don't know why. Let me get some water. It's a little hotter in here too. I don't know why it's so hot. And I don't know why my brain's like, I'm just dropping from thing to thing to thing right now. I think I'm just thirsty and slightly tired. So Captain Jack Sparrow originally debuted in 2003's Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. And before that, fun fact, he was never found in Pirates of the Caribbean, the attraction. He would later be added to the attraction in 2005. And along with his addition to the attraction, we also saw Captain Jack Sparrow in 4 more Pirates of the Caribbean films, several different Disney books, some Disney comics, and so many other spots found around the Disney parks. Because Captain Jack Sparrow is just an iconic character that we all know and love for the last 21 years. And that is going to bring us to our next matchup here. Who would you like to move on to the next round, Dopey or Captain Jack Sparrow? You've got about 90 seconds to throw your votes in, starting right now. Could be the long sleeve shirt in our 100-degree. My air conditioning is always on like great. Like I always have it so it's like really cold in here because otherwise I get like super hot. But yeah, so it's chilly in here, but it's not as chilly as it usually is, and I don't know why. But now that I say that, also I'm getting like a breeze. So I don't know. Not tired, but I don't know. I think I'm distracted because the Survivor finale is on, and I was watching it, and then I was like, oh, okay, I got to do the show. So I keep on thinking about who's winning, but don't tell me if you know, because I'm going to watch the finale later on after the show's done, after this show's done, or after it's up online. So it won't be till like 3 o'clock in the morning. I got a lot of time left to me. Okay, we're going to give you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's go to our vote here. I think this is going to be a tough one too for a lot of people. We got 1 vote for Captain Jack Sparrow, 1 for Dopey. I have to go with Dopey. He's my favorite. I love that smile. I like Captain Jack also, though. That is a 2-1 vote for Dopey, 3-1 Dopey, 3-2, 3-3. Right now it is a 3-3 vote. 4-3, Dopey has pulled into the lead. 4-4, Captain Jack Sparrow has tied it up. 5-4, 6-4. Captain Jack Sparrow has won and moved on to the next round. By the way, if you are watching right now and you are not voting, what are you doing? It's a free thing. Come join us. There's a lot of people out there who are not voting. So yeah, if you want to play the game, come join us because we want you to be here. Okay, we are moving on to our next round, which is going to be the attractions. I need 2 numbers between 1 and 4. First 2 numbers pop up will be the ones that are going head-to-head against one another. We just lost another subscriber. No! We're at 5,307. As long as we stay above 5,298 today, I will be happy because that means we've gone up 100 subscribers for the day. I knew it was going to drop down at some point. I just was hoping it was not going to be during the show, but it seems to always happen during the show. Oh yeah, first number up is number 3. Number 3 is going to be going against. What's our another number that's going to be out there? Anybody? Bueller? We've got 3, and we've got. I got chills. They're multiplying. Number 3 against number 1 are going to be our two things going against each other. This is going to be our attraction round. Oh, this is an easy one. And then, I'm looking at our next roundup then too. Okay, let's do this because we've got. I think this is personally a very easy choice, but at the same time, I can see some people who don't think it's a very easy choice, and they're going to be kind of torn apart on which one's going to move on. But let's get it started on two attractions that are both very, very new. Not only are they very, very new, both of them are in the exact same park, and they have both become new additions within the last 10 years. What? I'll even go further than that. Within the last 6 years, both of these attractions have joined Disney's Hollywood Studios. Let's start off with the one that is slightly older than the other one. And that one, of course, is Slinky Dog Dash. Slinky Dog Dash is a thing that was created by Andy for his toys in the backyard, where he took his Slinky Dog toy and combined it with his Dash and Dodge toy set. He pushed Slinky on there and made it his own little roller coaster for the backyard for all the toys, including us, because we are toys when we were inside of Toy Story Land, to play with. When we are on this attraction, you go up to high speeds and high altitude as you go all around Andy's backyard. Overall, we've got some amazing moments like, here we go, which is what Slinky Dog says at the start of the thing. And then, of course, at the end, we have It's So We're Serenade by Wheezy, who sings, You've Got a Friend in Me. You've got a friend in me. Now, I also want to point out, because last time we talked about this, I pointed it out, and then I actually had someone who wrote to me later on, and they said, actually, you're incorrect. And I was like, actually, you're not. I didn't say it like that. But Slinky Dog Dash is an original attraction. A lot of people seem to think that it is an attraction that was found over in Disneyland Paris, because Disneyland Paris has a Toy Story Land as well, and they also have a Slinky Dog attraction over there. But the Slinky Dog attraction over there is literally just a circle that Slinky rides. It's literally like this, and he just runs around it, and it's like a little hill, so it goes up and down, and it's literally him just chasing his tail for the entire about 90-second ride. It's not the most exciting ride. It's a little bumpy. It's still fun, but it's not as good as Slinky Dog Dash over at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Going up against Slinky Dog Dash at Disney's Hollywood Studios is another attraction that opened up just a year later on over in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Because over in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, we got an amazing themed land, but also probably one of the coolest attractions of all time in Rise of the Resistance. Rise of the Resistance is an attraction with a walkthrough with an attraction, and it's amazing. I literally could not stop saying the words, I was in Star Wars, that was awesome, for about 4 hours. Like, that's all I said for the first 4 hours after I rode this attraction for the very first time. It debuted back in December of 2019 and overall became one of my favorite attractions of all time. In it, we are members of the Resistance being recruited by Rey, and we are going to be taken to a secret outpost in a different star system. So we board a cruiser, and while we're on that cruiser, of course, we are kidnapped by the First Order. The First Order takes us as prisoners until we are eventually brought into their Star Destroyer. And when we get in there, we are then taken prisoners and put into our own jail cells. When we're in the jail cells, we are then broken free and then have to escape the Star Destroyer and make our way back to Batuu. Overall, it is one of the most immersive attractions of all time, and I truly, truly love it. And that's going to bring us to our next vote of the night. Which one would you like to have move on? Slinky Dog Dash or Rise of the Resistance? You have about 90 seconds to throw your votes in, starting right now. Boom, 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 boom. I going between these two. I love Slinky Dog Dash. I want to put that out there. Personally, I would vote for Rise of the Resistance without a doubt. Rise of the Resistance, in my mind, is like one of the most amazing attractions that Disney's ever created. But Slinky Dog Dash is a very good ride. It's one of those that I've had a few people who are like, "Oh, I want to bring my kid on Slinky on Slinky Dog Dash," and I'm like, "Okay." So we go on it, and they're like, "Oh, that was fun." Like, I told you it was fun. It's a great attraction. But in my personal opinion, Rise to Resistance is better. And let's see what you guys think, because you have got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 second left to vote there. Okay, let's take a look here. We got 1 vote for Rise of Resistance. Rise of Resistance, no, not up. I said down. The transport has no spins. Rise of the Resistance, I will say I loved Slinky Dog Dash more than I thought I would, though. Right now it's a 3-1 vote. Slinky Dog just got its first vote there. 4-1, 5-1, 6-1, 7-1, 8-1. Right now it is an 8-1 vote, and that is the end of our 9-1 vote. 9-1 vote with Rise of the Resistance. Moving on to our next round there. Rise of the Resistance. I love both those rides, but Rise of the Resistance is just like the coolest ride ever. Okay, now we are going to our miscellaneous category. I need 2 numbers between 1 and 4. This is going to be determining our final matchups in this round of 32, because whatever you guys choose, the 2 leftovers are going to be going through and doing the other. We got number 2 there. Oh, did I miss a Slinky Dog? Oh, I did. I'm sorry. 2 Slinky Dogs. I apologize. All right, we got number 2, and we also have Don't Use Your Word Slinky. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I can't stop loving you. We still have only 1 number, which is number 2. Throw a number between 1, 3, and 4. There we go. Number 1, 2 and 1. That's going to determine what our last 2 matchups are in this category. Okay, this is the fact that this is all random, and sometimes the randomness creates really interesting matchups, like the one that we're going to have right now. It just kind of blows my mind, because some of these matchups with random numbers and you guys just throwing out things and then having it's the odds of these things going head to head are really massively high odds or low odds of them actually matching up with one another. But this one is one that matches up. Let's start off in the year 2011. Back in 2011, we had an amazing thing that opened up with a sister of it opening up the following year. That's right, we are talking about the Disney Cruise Line. In 2011, we had the Disney Dream first set sail on the Big Old Blue, or as Fozzie would say, the big blue wet thing, Muppet Treasure Island. Going the next year, we had the Disney Fantasy also set sail for the very first time, and both of these came with a signature attraction. That's right, an attraction on board the ship, which was called the Aqua Duck. 3, 2, 1, Aqua Duck! That's what they say at the very start of the attraction. The Aqua Duck takes guests from the porthole, or not the porthole, from the steam thingamajigger, the funnel, and it shoots them out above the ocean and then all around the outside of the ship until eventually they land about 3 stories lower than where they actually started at. Overall, it's an amazing attraction. It was the first ever Disney attraction at sea, and so many people absolutely fell in love with it, myself included, because when we got to do our preview cruise for winning the scavenger hunt way back in the day, I made sure that I rode that Aqua Duck the very first thing. I was literally running on board, taking off my shirt and having my swimsuit on underneath my shorts, because I wanted to be the first person on that Aqua Duck on the new ship. Absolutely love the Aqua Duck. It is one of the most amazing things of all time. Going up against it is another thing that's absolutely unbelievable. And not only is it unbelievable, it's also Disney Cruise Line related. And not only is it Disney Cruise Line related, literally earlier in the chat room, Christine said that she took a picture for Eric on Castaway Key of a palm tree. That's right, we're talking about Castaway Key. Castaway Key is Disney's first private island. They're going to have their second one opened up next month. But it's their first private island that has been welcoming guests there since June of 1998. Over there, we have so many different activities, including a 5K snorkeling, where you can find different classic Disney characters like Prince Eric, Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, Daisy Duck. I don't know why I started with Prince Eric, it's the classic. Along with a 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea submarine, a Mike Fink keelboat, and so many other fun finds down there. In addition to that, we also have a bunch of different beaches, 3 beaches to be exact. We have cabanas, we've got bike rides, we've got a tower that overlooks the entire island, we got cookies too, and so much more. I am not a relaxer, and even on Castaway Key, I am not a relaxer, and that's okay there too, because when you were out on Castaway Key, there is something for every single person to do, including the person who still gets like 20,000 steps while they're on a private island, because I have to do the 5K every time I'm out there. I have to snorkel, I have to kayak, and I have to explore that entire island because it is just so amazing. And that is going to bring us to our next vote here. Which one would you like to move on to the next round? Would it be the Aqueduct or Castaway Key, the battle of the Disney Cruise Line? Throw your votes in the comments starting right now. Yes, drinks. There's drinks too. I guess in case you've never been on Castaway Key, yeah, you got there's all you can drink soda, and then if you want alcoholic beverages, they have it. So not only can you go to one of the many bars there, you can also have it so there's servers that walk up and down the bar while you sit in your lounge chair and ask you what you would like to drink. In addition to that, you can also get all you can eat ice cream, all you can eat food, all you can eat ice cream, the cookies. The cookies on Cookies 2 are amazing. I absolutely love everything about Castaway Key. I love Aqueduct, don't get me wrong, but Castaway Key is unbelievable. Okay, we're going to give you guys like 5 more seconds to vote because I'm looking at the comments and I can see that we've got a runaway thing here. But we have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we got Castaway Key. Castaway Key, is it September yet? Castaway Key, but it's a 4-0 vote right now. 4-1, Aqueduct has a vote. 4-2, Aqueduct has 2 votes. I am not shaming Aqueduct this time around. I did count every vote so far. 5-2, 6-2, Castaway Key is still winning. 7-2, 8-2, Castaway Key is still winning. 9-2, Castaway Key then easily. Dreams Guide Vanellope's Trees. That is true. Fooey. Yes, Fooey indeed, because right now we have Castaway Key is moving on to our next round. Yay! Castaway Key. As much as I love the Aqueduct, like that was not going to be a competition at all in my mind. Like if you guys had it so I had to kill off one, I'm sorry, Aqueduct, you would have lost so quickly. Okay, we are moving up to our movie category. This one we don't need numbers because we literally only have 2 left. So let's get right into it, because right now we are trying to figure out where we can find our champion. And sometimes when you're trying to find something, you just lose it, because there's movies out there where it's about things that get lost and you need to find them. And sometimes it's people who get lost, or in this case, a fish. That's right, we're talking about Finding Nemo. Finding Nemo tells the story about Nemo, the little clownfish from the reef, and his father, Marlin. Now, Marlin and Nemo have unfortunately lost their wife/mother to a barracuda attack before Nemo was actually even born. And the 2 of them are together, but Marlin is very paranoid because of his past with the barracuda. So he never wants to go to the drop-off, which unfortunately is the first location that Nemo is going to on his first day of school. Some friends, well, new friends, they're like, okay, so people always talk about how like it's Nemo's friends from school. They literally met that day. And then they like convinced him to go touch a butt. And then he got kidnapped. I don't know if I would say those are friends. Anyways. I don't know about that. But they would go off. He would get kidnapped by P. Sherman 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney. And then Marlin is on a race across the ocean trying to figure out where on Earth or in the ocean Nemo is. Along the way, he meets Dory, a forgetful fish, and the 2 of them go on a lifelong changing adventure to try to figure out where is Nemo. Going up against Finding Nemo, I can't even remember. Wait, what was it? Oh, that's right. Going up against Nemo is another movie that is a classic movie, especially if you are around my age, because this movie came out when I was 8 years old, and I vividly remember watching this movie in theaters back in November of 1992. The movie Aladdin. The guy Aladdin, the main character, and the genie. I remember. Okay, so here's a fun story for you guys about Aladdin. I remember seeing Aladdin in the theaters in November of 1992. I would have been just started third grade, like 3 months beforehand. And at the end of the movie, my parents saw Robin Williams' name come up as the genie, and they go, "Oh, I knew that was Robin Williams." In my head, that meant that they knew Robin Williams. I didn't know who Robin Williams was. And so the next day at school, I remember telling my teacher, Miss Annan, shout out Miss Annan if you're watching, probably not. I remember telling her that my parents knew the voice of the genie, and she was like a little starstruck. And then I think she realized that probably not to listen to the 8-year-old boy because he might be wrong in this situation. But anyways, Aladdin tells a story about a diamond in the rough who just dreams about not being a riff-raff street rat. I don't buy that. If only they look closer, would they see a poor boy? No siree. They'd find out there's so much more to me. Along the way, Aladdin meets a girl named Jasmine. He's got a monkey named Boo, by the way. She has a tiger named the Raja, and they fall in love with each other while he gives her apples on, well, everywhere he can steal an apple from. While he's going through and feeding her apples, he eventually is kidnapped because he is found to be the diamond in the rough by a man named Jafar, who also has a pet. That pet's name is Iago, and he has to go into the Cave of Wonders and get a magic lamp for Jafar, not Iago. And when he goes down there, of course, the entire cave drops in because his pet monkey, Abu, touches a ruby, and then the entire cave drops in. He rubs the lamp, and then, of course, the genie comes out, and the genie has mystical, amazing powers, and itty-bitty light in space. Anyways, they go through, and he's got to try to figure out who his true self is, and while they go through, he lost another sub for singing. Along the way, he has to figure out what his true self is, and what life really is, and if it's worth being without the genie or not. Or Jasmine or not, one of the two. And that is going to bring us to our next vote of the evening. Which one do you want to have move on to our next round? Is it Finding Nemo or Aladdin? You've got 90 seconds to throw your votes in while I get a drink of water because my mouth is parched right now. Rift Raft Street Rat. I should have drank all of it. No. Boom shakalaka laka, boom shakalaka laka, boom shakalaka. Wow, there is a clear winner that's coming out in the chat room right now. And the clear winner is completely different one than what I thought the clear winner was going to be. I may have underestimated, or not even estimated. I just did not know my audience as well as I thought I did. You guys have about 10 seconds left to throw your votes into the comments there. And it looks like we have a clear winner. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we got voting for Aladdin, who wished for genie's freedom. Nemo, it's a 1-1 vote. 2-1 with Aladdin in the lead. 2-2 Nemo. 3-2 Nemo's in the lead. 4-2 with Nemo in the lead. 5-2, 6-2, 7-2. Nemo is in the lead. 7-3 Aladdin. Aladdin Live. The genie is amazing. Yes, I think the genie is amazing no matter what. But unfortunately for all of us, well, not for all of us, for 7 of you guys, Finding Nemo has moved on, and Aladdin has become, once again, a diamond in the rough because we have no idea where that guy is going to. Finding Nemo wins. Wait. Yeah, never mind. Okay. I thought I wrote it down wrong. All right, let's move on to our next round here, which is going to be our final battle to get into the Sweet 16 for Disney characters. These are two characters that are classic characters, and these are also two characters that I feel like if people like one of these characters, there is a very high chance that they are also a fan of the other character. And these two characters are not correlated whatsoever. I just feel like there's so many people I know who are huge fans of the one character, and they just also happen to be huge fans of the other character as well. Actually, I think I've got one of the characters. No, I don't have any of the characters right here. They're over there. They're both over there. I can see both of them. Hi, guys. So going up head to head, let's start off with someone who just likes to have fun. Girls just wanna have fun. Well, this is not a girl. This is actually a stuffed animal who it starts with T-I-double-G-R. That's spelled Tigger. Tigger is one of the stuffed animals of the one and only Christopher Robin, and Tigger just wants to have a bouncy, fun type of day every single day that he exists. While Tigger goes through, he is 1, very hyperactive, 2, very fun, and 3, very bouncy, but at the same time, much like a lot of the other characters, has a huge heart and is always there for his friends and always trying to cheer up characters like Eeyore or Winnie the Pooh. Going up against Tigger is another character who, not like Tigger, is not overly hyperactive because he's just so lovable, but he's so hyperactive because he was built for destruction and then became lovable. That's right, we're talking about Stitch, aka Experiment 626. Stitch originally debuted in Lilo and Stitch back in 2002 and became so popular that he not only had a spin-off movie, Lilo and Stitch 2, or another show, Leroy and Stitch, or Lilo and Stitch the series, or Stitch's Great Escape, or a Magic Kingdom. I hate that word. Stitch became one of the most popular Disney characters of all time. Actually, for a while there, he was in the top 6 most character merchandise sales of all time for Disney. He has slowly fallen out of that place, but he's still up there in the top 15, I want to say it is. Maybe it's top 10, but I think it's 15 now, because he still is a very lovable character that most of us know, but that is going to have it. So we are going to our next head-to-head here. You've got 90 seconds to vote one of them through. Is it Stitch or is it Tigger? Remember, we were voting for the characters, not for their movies. So Stitch or Tigger, 90 seconds, and go. Oh, this is a tough one. I feel like I know a few people who are massive Stitch fans, and they just also happen to be massive Tigger fans, like 5 of them. So I feel like this could be a very, very close vote. I really don't know which way it's going to go. I'm not going to look at the chat room yet because I want to be surprised when I find out who the winner is. But I feel like it's going to be very, very close vote here. Okay, you guys have about 10 seconds left to throw your votes in there. I'm looking at the thing now. Oh, this is very close. Okay, you got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I like this comment. Tigger, winning's what Tigger's like best. Loser, not. That's 1 vote for Tigger. Tigger, but I love Stitch. That's 2. Right now it's a 2-1, 2-2 vote. We are currently tied 3-2 with T-I-double-G-R in the lead. 4-2. T-I-double-G-R. I spoke too soon. 5-2 vote right now. 6-2 vote. 7-2 vote. Wow. 8-2 vote Tigger because I can't vote for Stitch after that atrocity. Stitch's great mistake. I wholeheartedly agree. I think everything about Stitch and Lilo and Stitch I genuinely really like, but when that attraction came up, it really put a sour. It made Stitch not my favorite character. Even though I really liked him before that. All right, so Tigger wins and is moving on to the Sweet 16. Okay, so here's the thing. We did go up a few subscribers, so we're going to go and finish up our top 32. We still have our attractions, and we also have our miscellaneous category, and this is going to round up our evening for the night. Let's start off with our attractions, and this one has me very, very nervous. But let's get to it because we have to get to it here. So let's start off with my favorite attraction of all time, the People Mover. The People Mover debuted at the Magic Kingdom back in 1975. Before that, it debuted over at the World's Fair in 1964 as the Ford Motor Speedway. Eventually, it became an attraction over at Disneyland and then made its way over to Walt Disney World starting in 1975, and it still delights guests, myself included, to this very day. I wrote it twice today. It's a very true fact. The People Mover is an amazing attraction that does take guests all around Tomorrowland and is probably one of the most relaxing attractions of all time. While you're also on the attraction, you can find things like the original map. That's right. It actually is one of the original maps for what Walt Disney World was going to be like in the form of Progress City, which is that massive mile that you go by in the first part of the attraction. It also takes you through Space Mountain. Fun fact, if you go on while Space Mountain is down, you can see Space Mountain with the lights on. In addition to that, you can also find some cool hidden Mickeys and a whole lot more. Going up against the People Mover is another attraction which I truly, truly love. I think it's just a great attraction, and I think I would vote for this one if it wasn't going against the People Mover. So, going up against it is an attraction that shows us that nothing can stop us now. That's right, we are talking about Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway opened up in March of 2020, just a few days before the entire world shut down, showing that maybe something can stop it now. But overall, nothing can stop us now. We go through and see a multi-layered story where Mickey and Minnie are heading off to a picnic at the park, and along the way, they run into Goofy, a train conductor. And while they're going past, a pie with Pluto falls into the train, and the entire thing blows up. And the whole time, Pluto just wants to bring the picnic basket back to Mickey and Minnie. So while we go through this attraction, we go through several different things that puts us into the animated world. But overall, we have a lot of fun and go through so many fun scenes that it makes us wonder if maybe, truly, nothing can stop us now. And that is going to put us up to our final vote for our attractions to get into the Sweet 16. Which one do you want to move on? The People Mover or Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway? Nothing can stop us. That's not a vote. That's just me singing. I love them both. So I put on my story today. I went on People Mover. I did a re-ride. My most is like 16 re-rides in a row. Like I was just on there for hours. And a lot of the cast members there know me because I'm constantly like, hey, re-ride. And today I rode it once, and then the second time I was like, oh, rewrite. And the lady's like, you only get one, sir. I've never seen this cast member before. And I was like, oh, you don't know me. Okay. So I got off. And sadly, I did not get to ride it a third time. And I was very disappointed. I was very sad. And I cried myself inside of Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor. Okay, let's see here. We've got the votes coming in. We're going to give you about 10 more seconds. Throw your votes in there before we go to our final vote of the evening. Good evening. Okay, we got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I keep on looking over there because I got my water like over there. I'm trying to figure out if I should just go over and grab a water while you guys are voting. But no, I'm thirsty, but we only have one more vote, so I'll be good. All right, we got 1 for Runaway Railway. Is that your vote? Oh no, I see your vote later on. Okay, 1 for Runaway Railway. People Mover, it is a 1-to-1 vote right now. 2-to-1, People Mover's in the lead. 3-to-1, 4-to-1, 5-to-1, 6-to-1, 7-to-1. I haven't written on either, but I'm more excited to go on Runaway Railway. So Railway, okay, 6-to-2 vote right now. 6-to-3, just to give it some love since it's going to be a blowout. Okay, People Mover is moving on to our next category into the Sweet 16. People Mover wins. Okay, we're going to our final miscellaneous of the Sweet 16 and our final vote of tonight. So let's get to it. Both of these attractions, one's an attraction, one's a show. Again, this is our miscellaneous category. Both of these things are classic attractions that so many people truly love, especially if you are a fan of each specific park. So let's start off with Epcot. If you are a fan of Epcot, there are so many different things that people love about historic Epcot. Things like World of Motion, Horizons, classic things like that. And then, of course, Illuminations, Reflections of Earth. Illuminations Reflections of Earth is a classic fireworks show that ran for years and years and years and had it so it showed us that we go on into the night. It told the story of the creation of Earth all the way up until current time in firework form. So it's a great way to show explosives while also showing a little bit of history of humankind. Overall, it was one of the most classic fireworks shows of all time, and I do miss it. It was the reason why we have those torches all around World Showcase Lagoon. Each one of them symbolized a different century, and then the final one would be the 21st century that would come out of the giant Earth that would open up like an orange. Going up against Illuminations is an attraction. Like I said, if you are a fan of Epcot, you probably love the Illuminations. But if you're also a fan of Disney's Animal Kingdom, you're probably a fan of Kilimanjaro Safaris. Kilimanjaro Safaris has been an opening day attraction and has been delighting guests ever since. It takes guests on a 2-week safari. Sometimes it seems a little bit shorter, but it's a 2-week safari all around at different spots where we can see Nile crocodile, hippopotamus, elephants, and so many other classic safari-like animals, plus a bunch that you probably never even knew existed. While you are out there, you go on a harrowing, daring journey where you get up close with elephants, giraffes, and so many other characters. Well, an amazing storyline about conservation and at one point about poachers would be taking place while you went through the attraction. And that's going to bring us to our final vote of the evening. Which one would you want to have move on to the next round? Illuminations or Kilimanjaro Safaris? You've got about 90 seconds to vote starting right now. The rocket launch. Is the rocket launch going off right now? Ba-dum-bum. Ba-dum-bum, bum, 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 ba-dum-bum. I really liked Illuminations, but at that time, if you would have asked me what my favorite fireworks show was at that point, I would have said Wishes. If you ask me what my fireworks show now is, I would say Wishes. I love Wishes. I miss Wishes every day. I actually was listening to the Wishes soundtrack the other day on the drive home from the park. I was like, I miss Wishes. And I really, truly miss Wishes. Okay, you guys have about 15 seconds to throw your votes in there. So if you have not voted yet, make sure you throw your vote in there, because right now it's a very lopsided vote, and I think it's going to stay a lopsided vote unless all of a sudden we get like 1,500 votes coming in at the very last second for the other thing. But you have 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, we got 1 for vote for Illuminations, 1 for Safari, 2 Safari. That's a 2-to-1 vote right now. 3-to-1 vote, 4-to-1 vote, 5-to-1 vote, 6-to-1 vote, 7-to-1 vote, 8-to-1 vote, which is my favorite fireworks too. 9-to-1 vote. Safari is moving on to our next round here. And that, my friends, is going to be wrapping up our votes for this evening. So, on that note, thank you everyone for joining us tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, tonight's episode was sponsored by our Patreon pals. If you are one of our Patreon pals, give us all an oh yeah in the chat room. As always, thank you everyone out there for joining us. Our final number for the evening was 5,310 subscribers. So thank you. Keep on spreading the word. Keep on watching those videos. Keep on liking those videos and so much more. And of course, as always, remember that if anything can happen if you let it. Until next time, have a great week, everybody. Bye-bye. Goodbye now. Goodbye. Bye-bye now. Goodbye now. Bye-bye. Are they gone? Are they gone? Oh, good. My cheeks are just killing me. I just can't stand this kind of